Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we're going to be diving into the very weird world of Harry Potter knockoff novels. Now, given the worldwide popularity of the Harry Potter franchise, it shouldn't be surprising that it'd spark a couple of knockoffs. Some of these novels continue the story and blatantly reuse Rowling's characters, while others create their own original characters that seem a little too familiar. But one thing is consistent, they're all hilariously bad, as are the naming conventions for said novels. So whether you're hungry for more Hogwarts or just in need of a laugh, today we're going to be diving in and taking a look at 10 of the most outrageous knockoffs from around the world. Honestly, the sheer gall of some of these publishers will shock you. I'll also be sure to throw in some book passages where applicable. Let's dive into it. 1. Harry Potter and the Half-Blooded Relative Prince, China. This unique rendition of Harry Potter has the unique selling point of a title that was likely translated to Chinese, translated back into English, translated back into Chinese, and finally back to English again. Enter Q-Root School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, where unexpected chaos ensues. In this novel, Harry becomes tired of Hogwarts and decides to transfer to Q-Roots, the very best school of witchcraft and wizardry in Asia. He also has an interesting change of heart, succumbing to the allure of the dark side. After arriving in Asia, Harry picks up new hobbies like, summoning evil creatures, including one oddly named Little Fatty Fortune. As the plot unfolds, his fellow students from Q-Roots band together to ultimately defeat their comrade, eventually resorting to giving him a physical beatdown. This peculiar tale challenges the norm, provoking thoughts on the potential consequences of Harry embracing darkness, and raises questions about altering beloved characters and fan expectations in the series. Summoning charms. Everybody was surprised. Summoning was a kind of magic, but under normal circumstances, Harry had only basic skills in summoning low-class monsters. However, the black smoke that emerged from his hand showed the monster summoned by his art was at least some senior magic beast with special energy. How could he get a senior beast out of nowhere within only 1 month's time? Nobody had ever heard of a magic beast named Little Fatty Fortune. Certainly no one knew this was just a name that Harry invented himself. Everybody was eager to know how Little Fatty Fortune would perform, except for one person. That was Andoga. 2. Tanya Grter and the Magical Double Bass, Russia. Shifting directions completely, this story no longer follows Harry Potter, but instead Tanya Grter, his Russian counterpart. In this novel, Grter trades in a broomstick for a double bass and sports a prominent mole on her nose instead of the iconic lightning bolt on Harry's forehead. However, despite these differences, she remarkably resembles our beloved boy wizard in many ways. Just like Harry, she resides in a cramped cupboard within the Durnev's house and tragically loses her parents to a wicked sorceress named Chuma del Tort. Eventually, she sets off to begin her studies at Teepidoke's School for Behaviorally Challenged Young Witches and Wizards, where the magic truly begins. And being the very first novel out of a 14-part series, this book truly does only scratch the surface of Tanya Grter's magical adventures. Here's a peculiar passage taking a look at Durnev, Russia's response to the Dursleys. Certainly, Durnev also did not suspect that he was being observed. A large, disgusting-looking bird, gloomy, disheveled, with a long scruffy neck on which there were almost no feathers, was observing him from the eaves of the entrance. The bird held in its beak a photograph cut from a magazine and was looking at it. Yes, it was the same, Herman Durnev, taken together with his wife Ninel and daughter Pippa at the International Suspenders Exhibition in the All-Russia Exhibition Center. Occasionally, the bird lowered the photograph onto a metal sheet and started to compare meticulously the present Durnev with the photograph. At the same time, disgusting greenish lumps of mucus dripped from the beak onto the photograph. 3. Harry Potter in Calcutta, India. We've been to China, we've been to Russia, and now we're heading all the way to India, Calcutta to be exact. In this clandestine tale, which Rowling and her publishers reluctantly suppressed, Harry's escapades in Kolkata unfold. Set immediately after Harry's defeat of Voldemort in the Goblet of Fire, Harry is invited to Calcutta by a devoted fan named Jontu. Graciously accepting Jontu's offer, Harry hops on his broomstick and heads to Calcutta, where he finds himself sharing the literary stage with iconic figures like Rabindranath Tagore and Satyajit Ray. To get a sense of things, please enjoy the opening lines of this literary masterpiece. "Hello, my friend. Where do you want me to come? To Calcutta? Yes, I mean to Kolkata. Kolkata? Where is that? Right here, where I live. But that's Calcutta. Yes, but now the name has been changed to Kolkata." Spectacular. Amazingly, however, this book, along with another Indian knockoff titled Harry Potter O Parash Pathar, have achieved remarkable success in West Bengal, dominating the bestsellers lists and proving to be the crowd favourites at 6 district book fairs. 4. Porcelain and the Stone Philosopher, Belarus. Enter the realm of this Belarusian parody, where our cherished magical wizard boy undergoes a captivating transformation. Meet Porcelain, a rebellious figure who swaps his broomstick for a roaring motorcycle and ditches the conventional wand for a formidable grenade launcher. This captivating series presents a unique twist on the Potter mythology, portraying Pori as a tech-savvy individual navigating a world inhabited by traditional magicians. With 4 published books to its name, this irresistible inversion of the beloved saga offers a refreshing take on the enchanting narrative. 5. Harry Potter and the Leopard Walk Up to Dragon, China. This particular knockoff manages to rip off not just 1, but 2 popular book series, skillfully blending their narratives. When Harry, the protagonist, gets caught in a sweet and sour rain, he ends up morphing into a plump and hairy dwarf. Yep, you heard me. In his quest to regain his magical abilities, he forms an unlikely alliance with a wizard named Gandalf. Heard of him? With the pair embarking on a thrilling adventure in search of a mystical ring. Effectively, the author took a bunch of scenes from Lord of the Rings and cleverly substituted Tolkien's characters with familiar faces from the Harry Potter universe. Here's the first paragraph. Harry did not know how long this bath would take, when he would finally scrub off that oily, sticky layer of cake icing. For someone who had grown into a cultured, polite young man, a layer of sticky filth really made him feel sick. He lay in the high-quality porcelain tub, ceaselessly wiping his face. In his thoughts there was nothing but Dudley's fat face, fat as his Aunt Petunia's fat rear end. 6. Harry Potter and the Big Funnel, aka Harry Potter and the Filler of Big, China. Life takes an awkward turn for Harry at the Dursley house when Dudley starts dating a belly dancer. Meanwhile, fresh out of Hogwarts and eager to embark on a new adventure, Harry accepts an internship position at Honiton School, another wizarding institution. Just as he is about to start his new job, however, Harry receives a warning from Batbug, a Chinese version of Dobby the House Elf, leaving him uneasy about the impending trouble and the potential danger he may face. And just as Batbug had warned him, things were not right at Honiton School. Within the school's halls, an unimaginable horror unfolds as the students undergo a dreadful transformation. One by one, they are transformed into wooden stools. Determined to solve the mystery, Harry narrows down his list of suspects to an evil student, Hagrid, Voldemort, and the enigmatic figure known as the Filler of Big, referred to as the Big Funnel. While the exact details of the story remain unknown, it is safe to assume that the funnel plays a significant role in the peculiar events that unfold. 7. Harry Potter and the Chinese Porcelain Doll, China. Our hero Harry ventures to Asia upon discovering that Voldemort is aiming to rally his Chinese follower, Yandamort, to conquer the Western wizarding realm. To thwart this treacherous duo, Harry requires a Chinese porcelain doll, the sole item that may put an end to their plans. As Harry journeys to China, he crosses paths with Long Long and Zing Zing, members of a Chinese circus that Yandamort used to work for as Naughty Bubble. Voldemort killed Naughty Bubble's mother, Big Spinach, and persuaded the boy into learning evil magic. Harry befriends the circus members, who hold the key to getting closer to Yandamort and the doll. Voldemort, nicknamed the Mysterious Man, also travels to China to recruit Yandamort to defeat Harry. Harry discovers this scheme and rushes to find the doll while trying to evade Voldemort's allies. Can Harry and the Chinese circus acrobats locate the doll in time to stop the Morts? And will Naughty Bubble seek revenge on Voldemort upon realizing he killed Big Spinach? 8. Tanya Grter and the Golden Leech, Russia. Going all the way back to Russia, let's explore more adventures of Tanya Grter, Harry's double bass riding, mold sporting Russian counterpart. In this third installment of the series, Grter finds herself taking on Hurry Pooper, sound familiar, in the World Dragon Ball Championship. In pursuit of the snitch, they ended up crashing into each other, unintentionally resulting in the creation of an alternate timeline. In this altered reality, the wicked Chuma del Tort, remember him, has triumphed over the wizarding world. As a consequence, the inhabitants of this dystopian realm communicate using a language similar to Orwellian Newspeak, but in Russian form. In order to restore normalcy, Tanya is tasked with defeating the Golden Leech, a mysterious entity that potentially represents American capitalism, though its symbolism remains ambiguous. In case my summary didn't do the book any justice, here's a brief excerpt from the publisher's description. Thunder shakes the magic school Tibberdocks. Lightning beat at exactly one point, the masonry on the roof of the big tower, and in the neglected gatehouse by the swamp, Tanya Grter discovers the forgotten prophecy of the Ancient One. If an ancient spirit is released, the Golden Leech will begin to crawl into the magic fire, and the rope in the fingerboard of the double bass will break. Time will swing in the opposite direction. The revived pagan idols will go to war on the tortoise of eternity, and the sinister gates will collapse. We wouldn't want that now, would we? 9. Harry Potter and the Chinese overseas students at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, China. With Voldemort's increasing power, Dumbledore takes proactive measures to safeguard Hogwarts. In order to fortify the school, he enlists the assistance of 6 exceptionally gifted Chinese students known for their brilliance and diligent work ethic. Their presence serves as inspiration for the Hogwarts students as they confront Voldemort and his formidable army of Dementors, werewolves, giants, and Death Eaters during a large-scale assault. 10. Harry Potter and the Showdown, China. I like the idea of this one a lot because it doesn't introduce a mass of new characters or try to turn the books into something else altogether. There's an obvious effort to stay true to the source material and simply take the story in a new but somewhat consistent direction. After Dumbledore's death, McGonagall and Slughorn take charge of reopening Hogwarts. Zhou Chang introduces the students to an Asian spell compendium known as 36 Strategies to combat the still evil Snape in this alternate conclusion. The narrative takes an unpredictable twist when McGonagall meets her demise at the hands of the Sword of Gryffindor. Harry ultimately faces Voldemort at Azkaban and successfully slays him. However, the conclusion's a real cliffhanger. Harry is stuck in an unresolved love triangle. And on that note, I think that's enough fake Harry Potter for today. I just hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I should also mention that, unfortunately, you're unlikely to be able to get your hands on any of these works, as J.K. Rowling and her publishers have launched an aggressive worldwide legal campaign against the unauthorized Potter spin-offs. I suppose you can't really blame them. There are more rip-offs out there, so if you'd like another video on this, then please do let me know. If you enjoyed the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.